Good morning, boys. We got some stuff going on today. We're actually headed over to Dynamic Performance. We are going to be getting the downpipe put on the MR2 today, and that's a big deal because what's going to be coming next, and I'm excited about it because I really wasn't sure that we were going to get this done this year. Well, not necessarily this year, but there is a possibility of even getting done this season, which I'm really stoked about. So while we're on our way over there, I'll let you know what we got going on and some other stuff that we're working on today. We'll see. And just like that, we're back at the shop. Drop the MR2 off. It's getting the downpipe finally. Last piece of the puzzle before the big stuff happens. And I couldn't be more stoked that it's actually getting done this season and that we have a possibility of making this car almost to the point where I wanted it at least to be stage one. And that is get it running good, get it tuned, get it on a standalone system. And then the next step is gonna be to go full send on the car and really start making some power with it and taking it in steps. But in the meantime, this is the first step and I'm stoked to get it at this point. So while I'm here, I'm just cleaning up the transmission for the Integra. We got the transmission, we've got the motor, we've got most of the pieces. Unfortunately, the ones that are missing are the big ones, and it's really gonna keep us off the track probably this season. Maybe really late in the season we'll get it on, but I don't want that to hold me back. So we're gonna get another car. I'm gonna do what I was originally gonna do with the Integra, and that is make a simple track car. Get a seat put in. We've got one. We've got the Sparco that was originally in the Integra, and we've got a set of wheels and tires. These were gonna go on the Integra, but with the setup, I think what's best is put a 17-inch set of wheels on the Integra, and then we also have a set of Willwoods that I was gonna put on the Integra, but they're really not good for the setup that we need. And this gives us some time to get the right parts on the Integra, get that finished the right way and dialed for next season. But it's gonna be a lot of fun to get a new car in here and start ripping it apart and just putting simple stuff on it and kind of taking it there, seeing what the fail points are, replacing those and going from there instead of just taking out a fully built track car that's had every bolt touched on it. And you just kind of learn. So I'm pretty excited about this. We're gonna try to get this done this week and get a couple things going right out of the gate. So I'm gonna get back to work here. I'm gonna hopefully pick up the MR2 tonight. And then the next video, I'll obviously be able to tell you the differences with that downpipe being on there. Did it make any of a difference? Did it even make a difference? And then we're gonna be talking to a shop about getting it tuned and getting it standalone put on, and that's gonna be awesome. So get excited because these things are gonna start disappearing and we're gonna start making moves here and getting another car that is a lot of fun. It's the next day, MR2 is done, and I'm gonna pull it in and I'll let you guys kind of hear it and then let you know if there was any actual differences just by putting a downpipe on. Let's go. Well, I can tell you this, it didn't make that much of a difference on the sound, and I'm sure you guys can kind of hear it. If you didn't watch the video previously, you can go check out what the exhaust sounded like. Just the, I guess you could call it, just the exhaust itself with no downpipe. It sounded great, just the switch. It definitely made a difference sound-wise. Performance-wise, I'm not seeing a huge difference. I am, however, feeling that it's not as choked up at higher RPM. You can feel that it definitely is spooling better. It's not struggling as hard to get up to that point. So I'm excited about that. It feels good. And I can't wait till we get the car tuned and really start getting this engine bay squared away. Because as you can see, it has gotten better. I'll post up a picture real quick right here so you can see what it was like when I originally got it. We've made some different changes. I hate the blue tubing all over there. It was just during mid-COVID, honestly, when I first started working on this car, and you could see that there's all sorts of different size tubes, and it's pretty hard to find some of those sizing at that point in time. So I just had to use the blue. You can kind of see the downpipe now. I don't know if you can see that. I don't have a before picture, but I'm pretty stoked at how it all came out. I think it looks good. I think it's looking better, and I think it's coming a long way. So I'm pretty stoked on this car. We've made leaps and bounds from the time that I purchased it. It was just, it sat for so long, and it was built quite some time ago. So we've replaced the suspension so far. We've done all the major maintenances, timing belt, water pump gasket, all that stuff is done. We put a new oil pan on. We got the MR2 oil pan. We've got the intercooler piping, the intake, the downpipe, the new exhaust mounts. We got to do motor mounts. We got to get this car tuned. We got to get the standalone. So there's just still so much stuff that needs to go into this car. Oh, we also did the shifter, which that shifter is probably gonna get the boot, and we're probably gonna go with the Hux Racing. So there's a lot that can be done to this car going forward, and I'm really excited to see the outcome of it and really kind of dive into the performance end of things. And we're getting closer to that point, so I'm excited about that. So again, if you guys want to see something done to this car, aside from the tune, aside from the standalone, my goal is to get this car tuned, enjoy it for a little bit, and then rip it apart again. Pull the motor out, build the motor, and put a big turbo on it and have some fun with it. So that's the goal in the near future. And we're also going to do some front brakes on this thing too. So I'm excited about it. You know the deal. Like, subscribe, and we got a good one coming for you soon. There should be a new car.